Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. Listen, fall will be here officially on Monday, at least for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. And therefore, I feel emboldened to get deeper into fall fragrance territory. Today's focus is going to be cozy vanilla fragrances. I have scoured my own collection, including my decants and my travel sprays, everything I've ever tried. And I have 10 of what I consider to be the coziest, like the elite cozy of the cozy vanillas. I'll be pairing them with another adjective, like they are cozy vanilla plus this other thing to give you a sense of the kind of feeling or vibe that you get when you try these on. Let me kick off with my lipstick of the day, which is something that I haven't traditionally done, but as I'm wearing bolder lips here in the fall, I've gotten questions about them. So today's lip is Agatha Orange, which is a matte formula from Gucci. I mean, if that's not a very, very bold orange there. So perfect for fall, right? Nice, fiery, but still bright, almost like a fruity orange, I would call it. And I do want to share that in the past couple of videos, I had a red lip that got a lot of interest. And so that one was Red Hot Susan in this very cute, is this like a cheetah print? Leopard, cheetah, something. I don't know different animal prints, but let's just leave it as a cat print, animal, big cat print. That's like a more rusty, deeper orange, which I love as well, like a burnt orangey red color. Fantastic formulas, both of those. But back to the fragrance, let me kick off with what I'm wearing today, which is a fragrance that had a moment in the social media sun a couple of years ago. I don't really hear it talked about very much anymore, but I still love it and I'm making my way through my bottle. This is from Jovoy and it is called Fire at Will. So the adjective that I would add to this, cozy vanilla plus playful ethereal would be the other two words. So I'm cheating, two words instead of one. There's vanilla throughout the entire fragrance. It's not a foodie vanilla. What I mean by that is there's at least one, maybe two or three that I'm going to talk about that have what I call like a vanilla extract type of scent, which is a thicker, richer, deeper, like a meteor kind of vanilla. This is a much softer vanilla in here, and there's brown sugar to sweeten it up. The fragrance has some very slight powdery facets just to give it some lightness of being, rather than being like a super dense vanilla, like a few that we're going to talk about. So this stays on the lighter, more playful side. In the base, there's musk and amber. And you know, the amber accord has vanilla in it as part of the notes that make up an amber accord. So overall, the effect of the fragrance is soft, playful, light, ethereal, slightly sugary, vanillic, just all things lovely for fall. On the lighter end in terms of the density of the ones that I will talk about today. This has lasted longer, the longer that I've had it, but it is a fairly fleeting fragrance, perhaps in comparison to some of the ones that I will talk about. Maybe a half a day's wear, perhaps a little bit longer, and it's softer to the skin. This is a very subtle scent bubble around you. Sweet, soft, slightly powdery, ethereal, playful, sugary. Love this. Another one that is on the softer, more tender side and a recent release, and boy, do I love this bottle. It feels and smells on you as the bottle looks. This is La Vie Belle Vanille Nude. So if you tried this in store, you might not have been impressed with it because it is very soft in the air. And you know, when you're in store, you've got a lot of fragrances competing with each other as people are spraying at counters. You're overwhelmed. There's a lot of people around you. There's things happening, scents, hands reaching. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff happening. This is one that I had the pleasure of trying in the comfort of my home. It was a blind buy, and I was really glad that I bought it. I wore it recently. Oh, so pretty. Now, the brand describes this as a musky vanilla that features solar jasmine, glazed vanilla, and a creamy white musk. The jasmine is sourced from Lancome's own Domaine de la Rose, contributing to the fragrance's distinctive character. Okay, Lancome. This has a little bit of juiciness to it. I'm not sure if it's because there's a floral accompanying the vanilla or what, but there's like this almost like a moist aspect to this. Kind of a hard thing to describe. Definitely on the gentle side. Has this very clean and cozy vanilla feel, as though you stepped out of the shower and you've got some kind of vanilla scented lotion that has a little bit of floral in it. And it's intended not to overpower your scent for the day, but kind of lay down just a hint of scent on you. And you've moisturized your skin with that. Perhaps you've applied a little bit of powder on your skin somewhere, and those two things are meshing together. I don't think this feels powdery. It smells powdery, which is interesting. It doesn't have a powdery texture, but it has a tiny bit of a powder smell. In the base, there is white musk and a tad of woodiness, but the general experience is a very ladylike, polite, soft vanilla with an infusion of a delicate ribbon of white floral. And together they play so nicely. Super duper feminine fragrance. Got compliments when I wore it here in my house. It also feels incredibly non fussy, like easy to wear. You can wear this anywhere, wear it to work, wear it even to the gym, definitely wear it to bed. You could wear this to date night. You could wear this anywhere. It's a very inoffensive, gentle vanilla slash slightly floral combo. Touches of a powdery smell, but not texture, and muskiness. And the musk is very gentle, nearly cloud like, non imposing. Very polite vanilla fragrance. And it just feels lovely, like a second skin that you slipped into after the shower. This fragrance is the feeling of putting on some kind of silk robe or silk nightgown. The feeling that your skin gets when you put that on when you're fresh and clean. That's kind of how this fragrance smells, and I think it's lovely. Still on the more tender, soft end of the vanillas that we're going to talk about, and then I'll get into maybe some meatier ones that still are very cozy. Have you tried Sweet Botswana by Mystery Modern Mark? It's newer on the market. Now, when you look at the notes for this fragrance, you might be expecting something different, at least than what I experienced. There's orange, bergamot, and raspberry at the top. I don't get really any of that in the fragrance experience. The middle is white flowers and jasmine. I feel like it's the base that I get here. This is slightly sugary, a little bit denser in sugar than perhaps Fire at Will, which stays quite ethereal and playful. I am realizing that I didn't follow my own rule. I gotta pause. And I didn't give y'all the adjective for La Vie Belle Vanille Nude. So it is cozy vanilla and effortlessly feminine. There you go for that one. Sorry about that. And then for Sweet Botswana, cozy vanilla, intriguingly sweet. So thinking about the base notes of praline, vanilla, and musk, that's the primary experience for me. I might also say that this has a little bit of something that feels like a very distant woody facet to it. There's a gourmandy, musky sugariness, definitely a thicker vanilla here than in the last two that we've talked about, and a gentle musk. And that is what this fragrance is about for me. I would call it sweet, slightly musky, tiny, tiny bit of some hint of woodiness somewhere in the fragrance. The sweetness here keeps you guessing for more, keeps you sniffing your arm. It's interesting. I was looking at a review of this and someone said they instantly fell in love. To them, it was like Bianco latte with tart juice raspberry. Again, I don't really pick up, let me just respray here and see what happens. I don't pick up any of those sort of fruity notes. Well, maybe I have to eat my words. Perhaps as it first opens, there is a brightness and a fruitiness. However, the majority of the wearing experience, I think, is more in the base note territory, that praline vanilla musk combo. But I do get that. Now I'm seeing, because I did a full day wear on this. It never occurred to me to even like imagine the fruity, citrusy notes at the top. That's the power of suggestion for you. Yeah, I get that now. Anyway, as it dries down, you get more into that almost like a semi dessert territory with the praline. So this is unfortunately on back order on Scent Split. I'll see if there's some other place that I can link this for you to try out, or if you want to, you can do the back order thing and just wait for when it comes back in stock. The person that owns the brand, I forget the gentleman's name. I think he's out of Denmark, or is it the Netherlands? But he's an independent perfumer and probably works in small batches. So be patient with the back order of this. Another fragrance that had a moment a few years ago, and I really don't hear anyone talk about this anymore. It is still quite pretty. This is on the more sort of mysterious, deeper into fall territory, but it's in this video because I think it's heavy on the vanilla, and I think the overall texture and affect of the fragrance is softer and more gentle and very, very cozy. And this is Seta from Moresque. The primary players here, vanilla as a base, there's sandalwood as well that are the backdrop for the entire fragrance. There's a super duper gentle myrrh and a lang note. The effect for me is almost like a boozy, doughy, very soft smell. The scent for me is faint. I've heard other people say that it's pretty strong on them. I'm a bit older. Perhaps my sense of smell is a little different than younger folks, but I feel like this is a little bit faint, or maybe soft is a better word on me. It's not that you can't smell it, but it's a lot more gentle and close to the skin. The myrrh gives it this very warm, nearly resinous, slightly even kind of sort of mimicking incense type of feel. But the primary experience for me is, and I've never described it like this before, it just dawned on me today when I tried it again, this boozy doughiness. Think about fresh dough that you're going to bake bread with. It's not baked yet, so you don't have a baked bread smell, but it's kind of like almost like a Play-Doh and dough, wet dough smell. And imagine if it was infused with a little bit of some kind of rum, and then perhaps there was this sort of resinous scent in the air from some other type of material that was in the room, or perhaps you were burning some kind of incense that mimics the scent of myrrh. All of that is very slight, delicate, and gentle. The adjective I would use to describe this, obviously cozy vanilla, intimate. So, listen, if you have tried Initio's Absolute Aphrodisiac, and that leaned maybe a little bit too intimate for you, if you know what I mean, like people accuse that fragrance of smelling like, after you've tussled in the sheets, a little bit of that kind of scent. Imagine that super duper pared back to just like the essential essence of an intimate skin scent, intimate in quotation marks. Follow my trail of thought. Along with the vanilla and the sandalwood in the base. And all of that is coming from that myrrh and a lang combination. And at the same time, it smells like wet dough with rum infused. Like if you had put that in the corner of your kitchen and you were getting wafts of it, right? It's not super strong, you don't have your nose in it, but there's a little bit of that sort of wafting through the air for you. How's that for a very obscure description of a fragrance? But Seta. So then I discovered this fragrance about a year ago, just sampling here, there, and everywhere on ScentSplit, and fell in love with this and ended up ordering a bottle. This is from Francesca dell'Oro, and it is Vanille Noon or Vanille 12 o'clock. I'm still not sure exactly how they want you to say it, but if you see it has 12 o'clock on it, right? So there's a whole line of fragrances from this brand that are plays on different vanilla scents throughout the day, like how you might imagine a vanilla to smell at different times of the day to match the mood, like the morning vanilla, the midday vanilla. There's, I think, an 8 p.m. one, and there's a midnight one, and maybe something else. So the adjective for this would be cozy vanilla plus sunshine, probably because it's midday, but it does have this very bright, happy feeling to it while still feeling like your favorite memory from childhood. So some of the notes here that I think are fun: pear, white peach, bergamot, apple at the top. There's obviously vanilla. Really, I smell the vanilla throughout the fragrance. There's a whipped cream and freesia and rose. The florals in here are very, very soft and in the background. And then base notes of macarons, caramel, tonka bean, and cedar. And the effect is a confident but inoffensive and super duper friendly, cozy vanilla. It's like you have your best friends, the people that perhaps you grew up with, or maybe you came to know them later in life, but they feel like home to you. They know you well, and there's always this like happy comfort when you see them. I feel like that about this fragrance. There's a happy, sunshiny comfort about it that just feels like a second me. I love the infusion of the slight fruity notes that give it some sweetness so that it's not deep into like a gourmand vanilla territory. It's like a vanilla with slight fruitiness, slight florals, and a slight like gourmand facet to it. It is so inoffensive, easy to wear, happy. Every time I wear this, I feel joyful, joyful midday sunshine. I love the name of the fragrance too. Give this one a sniff. It's also on back order, at least on ScentSplit. I'm sorry. I'll see if I can find this somewhere else and link it in the description box for you. This is one I would say to definitely give a try. It's like a hidden gem of a fragrance. In fact, the whole houses, I've tried a bunch from Francesca Del Oro. I haven't disliked any of them. I've liked different things about each one of the ones that I've tried. Some are more for me than others, but a gem of a house worth checking out. Some really fantastic offerings. I have gone on and on in recent videos about this next fragrance, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet. And please feel free to see more descriptive information about this in previous videos. So this is Rare from Rare Beauty. That's Selena Gomez's makeup and now fragrance brand. And we've talked about all of the neat accessibility features of this bottle design. The fragrance has been accused of smelling like Burberry Goddess. And so we've talked about that before. Yes and no. There's no lavender in here, but some of the other facets of Burberry Goddess, yes, you will get in here. I love the addition here of a pretty prominent ginger note that gives it this very slight spicy warmth for fall. The adjective that I would add here would be effortlessly elegant. This is the girl that strolls into the office. She's got her easygoing outfit on, and she just naturally always smells fantastic. She leaves a scent trail that is intriguing but not imposing. It's a confident scent trail. It feels inviting. You wouldn't hesitate to give her a hug because she'd be open to it. It's warm, it's lovely. Primarily vanilla, ginger, a little bit of muskiness, a little bit of woodiness from sandalwood. I believe there's pink pepper and some other notes. I don't get caramel in this fragrance experience, although it does come across a little bit on the sweet side. And so maybe that's how caramel is showing up. I'm not sure. But it is such a beautiful, lovely scent and very easy to wear. One that I am comfortable dousing myself in. I said I wasn't going to go on, and here I go because it's one of my favorite purchases of the year. Rare. It really knocked it out of the ballpark. And so don't let the comparison to Burberry Goddess put you off if you already have that. I say try this for yourself and see from your own experience, do you think it is redundant or is it different enough to have? I think it's different enough to have. So there we go. Hey, if you like a sophisticated, boozy gourmand, Ledda's 20 Bourbon Brulee knocked it out of the park last year. Amazing fragrance. I know she has the new Cafe Josephine, I think it's called. I definitely want to try that. I'm probably going to order a travel spray. I haven't yet. Well, as of what am I talking about? As of the day that I'm filming this video, it's not even released. I think she's releasing it on the 18th. So if this video posts and you have tried Cafe Josephine, please do let the rest of us know what your thoughts are on that fragrance below. I am super duper curious. We'll definitely be ordering it. This is one of my favorites from the house, along with 22 Oris. I probably could have put 18 Vanilla Nera from this brand in this video as well, although that one is a little bit more spicy, femme fatale, like sexy. This one is the comforting one, the 20 Bourbon Brulee. It knocked my socks off when I tried it last year. Ooh, it's boozy, deep vanilla. It's like a deep, sticky vanilla, boozy, super sweet, alluring, intoxicating, feminine bomb of a fragrance. The notes here, whiskey, coconut milk, heliotrope, that stand out to me, right? Bourbon, vanilla, caramel, musk. Those are the primary notes. It feels like the sexy fragrance that you would wear to cuddle in by a fire to watch a movie. You know, when you wanted to bring your feminine A game for your Netflix and chill time, and you got a little fire going, and you're putting on maybe a spooky movie, and you're wanting to curl up. But I also think this would be fantastic for an outside date night as well because it has a little body yaddy and a little projection. Very sexy. So the adjective that I would use for this, cozy vanilla plus alluring, very warm. Like I said, deep vanilla, boozy, sweet goodness. Everything you want in a fall fragrance right here. It's not spicy though, so if you want spice in a fall fragrance, you might not find it here. But everything else, I think this is a fantastic one and like a must try. Listen, if you are a true blue vanilla lover, go on and get yourself the large bottle because I only got a smaller bottle of Black Opium Le Parfum. Where are we on this? I think I'm about halfway on this one and probably need to re-up sometime this year. Oh my gosh. It is everything that I love about the original Black Opium, deepened and focusing on the note of vanilla. There's vanilla all throughout the pyramid structure here. Different kinds of vanillas are used. It's supposed to also feature coffee. I don't feel like there's a dominant coffee note or a distinct coffee note, but more like a nuance of something that's in the coffee direction to add intrigue, depth, like a substantive nature to this. Supposedly also a pear note, but the overall experience, like if you don't know what you're waiting to smell here, it's deep vanilla. There's this sweet, almost like floral, fruity background thing happening. And I feel like the coffee adds just, like I said, intrigue rather than a literal coffee note. The star here is vanilla, vanilla, and more vanilla. And it's a deep, thick vanilla that is all enveloping. I feel like this is one of the best vanilla fragrances on the market. Like if you want something that is nearly purely a vanilla scent. You know, we talk about Tihota and fragrances like that. I feel like this knocks all of those out of the park. This is the one. This is the one. It is the one. Capital letters, vanilla, vanilla, more vanilla. And it's sexy. That's the verb that I would add to this. Cozy vanilla with sexiness on top. Fantastic, lasts, smells great, never gets nauseating. It is just, you want to keep smelling it. You want to keep coming in close to yourself. You have a moment with yourself. Reminds me of that song. I'll tell you what I did last night. I came home, say around 2:45. Still so high, hypnotized in a trance from this body, so buttery brown and tantalizing. Okay, if you're not familiar with that song, it's called Oops. The artist is Tweet, and it came out in 2002. And if I'm not mistaken, the song is the person coming home after partying all night, looking at herself in the mirror and thinking, damn, I look good. She's having a moment with herself. And I feel like this fragrance gives you that moment with yourself where you're like, ooh, I smell amazing, super sexy, yet cozy and huggable, which is a hard thing to do. One of the sleeper releases of last year, when this came out, people kind of poo-pooed on it. I didn't understand that. Sometimes I kind of get confused by reviews when fragrances first come out because then I try it myself and I'm like, this is actually super nice. I just don't understand what everybody's expecting. And so I don't know. I really like this. I thought it was great, a nice release, and it belongs in this category. This is Nest's Bourbon Vanilla. Bourbon Vanilla. So this is a foodie vanilla. It is vanilla bourbon absolute. I think there's two different kinds of vanilla. Rich brown sugar, orange bitters, night blooming jasmine. And the brand describes it as indulgent and a sumptuous scent. So I'm going to borrow their adjective and say that this is a cozy vanilla that is also super sumptuous. I appreciate that. It's thick, it's warm, it's very feminine. The night blooming jasmine is like a deeper, like a jasmine with some bass and none of like the indolic nature of jasmine that turns some people off. I don't get any of that sort of heady jasmine aspect. I get deep bass jasmine, like the beautiful part of a fragrance that has a matured jasmine in it. I feel like I get that, like a deep bass jasmine. Like, what the heck are you talking about, Veronica? It's full, it's round, it's a very lush or luscious. I never know which one it is, lush or luscious jasmine, voluminous jasmine, a full, round, rich jasmine with a sugar in it and that beautiful, deep, foodie vanilla, like vanilla extract leaning. It's fantastic and it's got decent longevity, especially now that I've had it for a year. It's a very rich, decadent smell. Love this. One of the newer beauties to my collection and my last recommendation for today is Victoria's Secret Bare Sueded Vanilla. I'm a big mega fan of the Bare line. Everyone that I have tried, there are one, two, three, four. This is the fourth one. I love them all. I think they're fantastic. This to me smells like the nighttime version of La Vie Belle Vanille Nude. Like if you took this fragrance, deepened it up, added like a midnight effect to it, here you go. It's a deep vanilla. I don't really get suede aspects to it. Maybe like a suede texture versus a suede smell. Because when I think of suede, I think of like a brushed leather smell. And so I'm expecting something in the leathery direction. I don't pick up any leather in this myself. I do pick up depth from the vanilla. I pick up something musky, maybe like even a dense powderiness, a sweetness. It's comforting. So the adjective maybe would be cozy vanilla plus bold evening smell. I think you could wear this to bed as well. So you're not quite in like sexy nighttime territory like you might get with Le Parfum. Maybe this is like your twilight, your twilight date fragrance. You know, the sun hasn't quite set all the way, but you've got your orangey, purpley tones in the horizon as the sun is starting to set, and you want to set the mood for an evening out, dinner out, something like that. And you're a vanilla fan, you might put on something like this. Really, really quite a powerhouse release. It's got a lot of presence. It will project. You can wear this on cooler evenings. It will hold its own. You can wear this through the winter. It's got presence and projection, and everyone likes this when you wear it. So, or rather, everyone in my house liked it when I wore it. And I got people in my house that don't really love, foodie gourmand smells. I don't think I have any foodie gourmand smells that I've suggested today, with the exception of 20 Bourbon BRULEE. I think this leans pretty much in gourmand territory. Maybe the sugary aspects of Fire at Will, but I wouldn't really call this a heavy foodie like edible gourmand. And then the vanilla aspects of vanilla bourbon. It's got that deep, almost like a vanilla extract type of vanilla in it. So there you go. Those are my 10 cozy vanilla recommendations for the year. I have a playlist linked in the description box that has other fall fragrance videos, including my vanilla recommendations from last year, maybe the year before. I don't know if I did a vanilla video the year before. Check them out for other recommendations. I stand behind them all and think they are fabulous. Let us know down in the comments your favorite cozy vanilla perfumes. Can't wait to hear. See you in the next video.